Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today, I'm just going to go over some practice questions of sine, cosine, and tangent. Just a quick review. So, sine, we're going to start out easy. Find the sine of 7 pi over 4. First, what do? We find the reference angle, and it will always be this pi and this denominator. So, we're just going to say RA, reference angle, is pi over 4. Now, sine of pi over 4, well, if you need it on the unit circle, we'll do unit circle later. So pi over 4 is put into the 45. We're just going to say that that's a 45, 45 right triangle. Pi over 4 is put into the 45, 45 right triangle. This is 1, 1, root 2. Due to unit circle, radius is 1. And if we are looking for the sine of 45, sine of pi over 4, because 45 degrees is really, well, pi over 4 is really 45 degrees. So the sine is 1 over root 2. So 1 over root 2. And then we can't leave it like that. We have to rationalize. Multiply by root 2 over root 2. And then that is root 2 over 2. So we found the sine of our reference angle, but now we have to find out where 7 pi over 4 is on the unit circle. So this is pi over 4. This is pi over 2. This, whatever. This is just pi. So pi is the same thing as 4 pi over 4, but we are looking for 3 pi over 4 more than that. So we know this is 3 pi over 2, which is equal to 6 pi over 4. So we're getting close. We just need one more pi over 4, and it would be this little angle here. So 7 pi over 4. And you'll know because 8 pi over 4 is 2 pi, so it's 1 pi over 4 away. So 7 pi over 4, and what quadrant is this in? It is in the fourth quadrant, where cosine is positive and sine is negative. So this means our root 2 over 2, because we are finding sine, will be negative. Because again, sine is y, cosine is x. Let's move on to a cosine problem. Gets a little more complex as we go. Cosine 17 pi over 3. Don't fear that it's a big number. It's going to be okay. First, what do? Reference angle. This pi and the denominator. Always take the pi and the denominator. You'll get the reference angle. And pi over 3, so our RA is just pi over 3. And let's put that in our 30, 60, 90 right triangle. Because again, pi over 3 and pi over 6 are in the 30, 60, 90 right triangle. So pi over 3, what do? Well, my math teacher said she matches. If it's pi over 3, she knows it's 60 degrees. If it's pi over 6, she knows it's 30 degrees. The 3 and the 6 always have to match together. So 60 degrees, pi over 3. 30 degrees, pi over 6. So pi over 3, that's 60 degrees. So it doesn't matter where you put your 60, where you put your 30. So I always put my 60 up top here, and my 30 down here. And I know that right next to this 30 is touching the root 3. And there's the 1, there's the root 2. So the cosine of pi over 3. Well, pi over 3, as we said, 3 goes with 60, and then 6 goes with 30. So the 3 and the 6 are together, and the 6 and the 3 are together. They always have to be together. So pi over 3 is 60 degrees, and then the cosine is adjacent over opposite. So it's 1 over root 2. And again, you have to rationalize. I know, not fun, equals root 2 over 2. Isn't that funny? That's the same as we just got for the other one. Didn't plan that. But now find the quadrant of 17 pi over 3. So make your unit circle, right? And if we think about this, I know 17 pi over 3 is more than 2 pi rotations because a 2 pi rotation is 6 pi over 3. So this rotation is 6 pi over 3. And then it's also 12 pi over 3. And then it's also 18 pi over 3. So I know it goes around twice, right? But 18 pi over 3, it actually falls 1 pi over 3 short. So I know this is 18 pi over 3. And if we move back pi over 3, so move back 60 degrees, you're like this. This is 17 pi over 3. And the way to show that, you're going to show you went counterclockwise once, twice, and then 3 times. And that's how you landed there. You just show that you were going counterclockwise normally 3 times. So this fourth quadrant is, again, where cosine is positive, sine is negative. So this cosine here of root 2 over 2 is positive. So we just leave it as root 2 over 2. Don't change it. Let's move on to tangent. And then I guess I'll just create a problem at the end that is going to involve a negative rotation because I didn't even think of it. So we'll just come up with one on the spot. Tangent, 31 pi over 6. Again, don't let it fear you. No, don't get scared by it. Just remember, reference angle, take the pi and the denominator. Saying it again because it's important. So our reference angle is pi over 6. Remember, the 6 goes with the 30 degrees. The 6 and the 3 have to be together. So we make our triangle again. Again, I always put this little 30 at the bottom, 60 up here, then pi. This is 1, root 3, and 2. So we have to find the sine and cosine of pi over 6. What's the sine? Well, pi over 6, sine 1/2. So sine is 1/2. Then the cosine is root 3 over 2. Cosine root 3 over 2. Now what? Well, sine divided by cosine. So 1/2 divided by root 3 over 2 is the same thing as 1/2 times the reciprocal of root 3 over 2, which is 2 over root 3. Cancel the 2's. And then you'll have 1 over root 3, which is the same thing as root 3 over 3 once you rationalize by root 3 over root 3. Now, it might have been helpful to find what quadrant this was in first, but, I take the hardest path. So, let's look. Our unit circle here. I know a 2 pi rotation is 12 pi over 6. So 12 pi over 6, 24 pi over 6, and then 36 pi over 6. Well, I know it is 5 pi over 6 away from 36 pi over 6, which is kind of helpful because 6 pi over 6 is a pi away, so it's close to this line. And by close, I mean when it's 5 pi over 6 away from this origin. So it's got 2 rotations, right? So 1 rotation, another rotation, then it's 5 pi over 6 away from this. That means it's about here in this second quadrant, because 6 pi over 6 away would be here on 180 degrees. So this little line here is in the second quadrant where cosine is negative, sine is positive, which means that this would be negative root 3 over 2, then this would be negative 2, then this would be negative 1/3, negative root 3 over 3. So negative root 3 over 3 would be the whatever of this, the tangent of 31 pi over 6. just remember your reference angle and be able to calculate. So let's just make a new one. New problem. Fun. Let's just do sine because it's fun. Sine of, we're going to put a negative here. So you have to be able to go backwards. You're going to go clockwise instead of counterclockwise. Pi of 19, the sine of negative 19 pi over 3. Let's do it. Well, sine of negative 19 pi over 3, what's our reference angle? Pi over 3. So RA equals pi over 3. I just like that there so I remember what I'm going back to. Again, make your 30, 60, 90 triangle. That is 30 degrees. That is 60 degrees. That is a little right angle. This is 1. This is root 3. This is 2. Because again, this 3 matches with the 60. So, now what? Well, we're finding the sine of the pi over 3. So this, 60 is pi over 3. Sine is root 3 over 2. Now, the difficult part is, actually it's not even difficult, you just got to know how to do it, is finding what quadrant this is in. So, when we're going negative, we're going to go counterclockwise. So, we're going to go clockwise, sorry. So, a clock goes like this, and it's like going this way. But usually we go this way. So we're just going the opposite direction. Now, let's do it. So I know a full rotation, again, will be negative 6 pi over 3 because it's like 6 pi over 3, but if it's negative, you still get the same thing. So negative 6 pi over 3. Then there's also negative 12 pi over 3. Then there is negative 18 pi over 3. And I know negative 19 pi over 3 is one more negative pi over 3 away from negative 18 pi over 3. So here is negative 18 pi over 3, and then you have to move negative pi over 3 away. So again, we're not going to move counterclockwise. We're going to move clockwise. And again, this is like 60 degrees. This is negative 19 pi over 3, which is the same thing as just negative pi over 3. Again, now show your rotation. You're going counterclockwise. 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, and then 4 time. You're landing. Well, you're not going around a 4th time. You're going around 3 times fully, and then negative pi over 3. Again, remember, you are going clockwise. When it's negative, you usually go counterclockwise. So the cosine is positive and the sine is negative. So our sine here of negative 19 pi over 3 is really just this normal sine of 3 over 2 because sine, never mind. Sorry, it is negative root 3 over 2 because sine is negative in quadrant 4. Well, thank you for watching and reviewing with me. I hope this was helpful. I hope now you know that going negative means going clockwise instead of counterclockwise, which we normally do. I hope you know how to find these random numbers like negative 19 pi over 3. Hope you know how many rotations that would be, because it's just denominator times 2 will be the numerator of it. So it's denominator times 2 pi over 3. The denominator would be the same thing as 1 full rotation. That might be a little weird how I said that, but thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Thank you.